Hi everybody, welcome to the British Railroader. My name's Steve and this is the November 2022 update. First we're going to start with the big news that the Elizabeth line is now about 99.5% complete. This month run through started from Shenfield all the way to Paddington. Yeah, they're not going all the way through to Reading or to Heathrow Airport at the moment. They're terminating at Paddington. You can go all the way the other way, you just can't go all the way from Shenfield. What they're saying is at the moment you need to change at Whitechapel if you want to catch a train all the way through to either Heathrow or Reading. However, for those of us that live out here in Essex, it does mean that we can now run straight through into the centre of London, which at the moment in the run up to Christmas is probably a little bit more important than going all the way to the other side. Plans are that the line will be completely open fairly soon, but at the moment at least it's open at all, because let's face it, it took forever getting here. And that's the news for this month. So this month I have fitted operating flashing crossbucks to the layout. These are models that I picked up off of eBay. They were very easy to fit. They come with their own circuit board, and all you have to do is basically plug in the crossbucks and add a power source. As you can see, I put a switch into the circuit at the front so that I can manually switch these on and off as the trains go by. These were well worth it. I've also been doing some work on the area, the little wooded area. I've added a couple of extra trees. These are some conifers, as you can see. They came from Christmas decorations that have been done up. But I've also changed the texture of the grass slightly and added patches of fallen leaves and some areas of mud, etc., just to give it that little bit of interest. It was looking just a little bit plain green all over, but I like the effect. I think it's done well. And that, my friends, is your modelling update for this November 2022. This month's new stuff is pretty short and sweet. All I've really got this month is this. It's a N-scale farm rail 3-bay hopper. This is from Intermountain, and the reason that I chose the farm rail hopper is because what I'm slowly doing is collecting at least one car from each of my favourite railroads. When you look down here at the model, you'll see that there are cars from the Montana Rail Link, there's cars from the Ashley Druin Northern, I think I've even got one from the Port of Tillamook Bay Railroad, and that's quite diverse. And considering that the layout is kind of set in Chicago, why have you got this variety? And the reason is because I can, and because it means that I can have a little bit of railroads that I've heard about, that I like. And as you know, I do model farm rail in HO scale, or at least I've got quite a few farm rail models, so having one in N gauge really just made sense. Anyway, this is the model. I'm not going to go through it, but it's a lovely little model, as you can see, very well detailed all over, and it runs like a dream. So that is my latest acquisition for this month. There'll be a little bit more next month. Christmas is coming. And lastly this month, my YouTube channel shout out. The first one is the Seaboard Central. This guy is building a massive layout, I think in his basement somewhere in America. However, he does these weekly updates, and he goes through some of the techniques he uses. He did a series where he put in a bridge, which was really useful. But he also just likes to show off his trains and do some switching. So if you're into that kind of thing, well worth it. And when it comes to real railways, my other shout out is to the channel called the East Terminal Railroad. Guy called Brian lives in Ohio, I think, and him and his son have bought a railway. Not a big one, just a small one. And this channel talks about his story of how he's trying to regenerate it and turn it into a viable business. Really worth a watch if you're interested in that kind of thing. He's quite a character. I really enjoy watching his films. So East Terminal Railroad if you're looking for real railways, and if you're looking for models, try the Seaboard Central. Okay, that's it for this month. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I would also like to thank all of my new subscribers. I've gone up by the best part of 100 subscribers since last time I spoke to you like this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming along for the ride. I know that some of you are friends and family that are doing it more out of love than anything else, so big thank you to you. But also welcome to those that are really interested in the kind of things that I'm showing. I did put a little poll out about some of the music that I use, and I've decided that, especially for the train spotting videos where we're going out looking at trains, I'm going to tone it down a little bit and just kind of use it for intros rather than anything a little bit more theatrical. But, you know, I might do a little theatrical piece every now and again. That's just because I like doing it. I've also going to try in the new year to make the channel just a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Organised, I think. With how I work, I now have basically every other Friday off, and if the weather's good, I'm going to try and get out and make a video somewhere near where I live, where we might see some interesting trains, and in between I will be doing these monthly updates, and of course if anything new comes along or if I start a new project, then I'll work through that as well. Also, I'm going to throw in a few layout operation videos because I know they're quite popular. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you know anybody else who would be interested, ask them to subscribe. The more the merrier. I would like to hit 300 by the end of the year, so we've got about a month to go. And just tell people, you know, Steve ain't that boring. Come along and have a look. Anyway, that was the November 22 update. My name's Steve. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.